Welcome back to another episode of the Canon on the Boomer Bus channel. I'm your host Terry, and today talking about Boba Fett. We are 3 episodes in. It's going to be episode 4 this week, and I'll watch it, but I got to talk about it because it's bad. It's disappointing. I'm not going to call it horrible or anything, but so far it's been pretty bad, and it's been extremely disappointing. And outside of Boba Fett, I'm going to just be honest, I have not really enjoyed anything that Disney has done with Star Wars. The trilogy, or the new trilogy, whatever you want to call it, was absolutely horrible. I mean, it was just so bad. And yes, I think like most people, I don't know if it's everybody, but I enjoy Force Awakens more than the other two. But even that, especially in retrospect, is just not great. And just what they chose to do, or the lack of plan they had for it, is so bad. It is just so bad. And you had so much material. You had so many directions you can go. And then we got like kind of the offshoot, I guess, prequel type stuff with Rogue One and Solo. And Solo was okay, but we didn't need it. I didn't want that at all. At all. I did not need any of that. And on top of that, Solo's a good example. They are just pulling back too many layers. I do think certain properties benefit from the mystery. And certain characters, IP, whatever, they benefit from the mystery. I remember when people were talking about the Joker and the new one that was coming out with Joaquin Phoenix, and people were so upset, like, we don't need to know the Joker's origin, blah, blah, blah. And I wasn't exactly on that train set because it was an Elseworld story. And so imagining Joker in a different way, it's fine to me. I don't think it's giving you a definitive background. And so I was okay with that. I mean, if anything, that's always the thing. Joker has so many different origin stories. So I was okay with that. But when you get to stuff like Star Wars and some of the things that we just didn't need. I didn't need a movie to tell me and show me the Kessel Run. Like, it is literally just like the most blatant money grab, I guess. And I know that's a negative word people use, but I think I would say that's accurate, because it's like, look, you remember the Kessel Run? We're going to show you the Kessel Run. How did Solo get his name? We're going to tell you. And it's just like, okay, oh, Boba Fett, still alive. You liked him? He's still alive. How'd he get out of Sarlacc pit? We're going to tell you. Like, it was just, I didn't need all of that. And it's not the same as the prequels, where it actually added to the whole story and the lore. It's just to me, a very just like, here you go. You like that. So we're going to show you everything. And I don't really need that. I mean, and I feel like that's the same thing happening with Boba Fett, where I did not need to know his whole little journey. I didn't need that. So anyway, let's get to Boba Fett. And so let me say about Mandalorian, because I'm sure people are like, Mandalorian is great. And I think Mandalorian is good. I don't love Mandalorian. Much actually like Boba Fett, I'm about to talk about. What the expectations was and what it seemed like just ended up being very different. And it just never recovered from that for me. Like, the idea that it became a show about a little version of Yoda, not a version, but like a little Yoda species with incredible power. I'm like, oh my God, I thought we were doing something different. And then we get Luke that came in, and you bring in all these number of people from the different areas of Star Wars, which I guess is cool for some people, but I'm just like, I didn't need this. I was really looking forward to, and still looking forward to, something that is just different. Something that is different. And I pretty much like the game so far. I don't even remember what it's called. I still haven't beat it. I'm slowly playing it. I like that because there's nothing that's connected to what we already know. And they just had to do that with Mandalorian, and I was just, I didn't love it. And so with Boba Fett, I feel the same way. They gave us, again, this trailer. They gave us this idea, this description of what the show was going to be, and it has not been that so far. And you don't have that many episodes left, so I don't see it becoming that. The premise is set. It was set up in the end of Mandalorian Season 2. He came in, killed Bib Fortuna. He took over Jabba's whole operation. Boom. Okay, now we're going to see how that plays out. I was excited for that. And then we get into it, and not only do we not really get into that until the third episode, not only is Boba very different than he was in The Mandalorian, but when we do get into the whole taking over Empire, whatever, he's so bad at it. He's terrible. And I don't get it. To me, what I think this is heading towards, I think this is heading towards Boba Fett eventually realizing he does not want to be in this crime world. He's not cut out for doing it like he used to be. And so I think that he's going to hand it over to, what is it, Finnick? Whoever his partner is. I think he's going to hand it over to her because she's about that life. And then I think maybe he pops back up in The Mandalorian or something, whatever. But that's where the only thing that makes sense to me right now, because what he is doing so far has been horrible. This man is, and I'm fine with, I'm not going to rule with fear. I'm going to rule with respect. I'm not going to be, merciless. I'm fine with that. But you still got to make the right moves. And he seems like he has no clue of how things work, which is weird because he only came back because he's been in this world. Okay, so you want to take over. Fine. Bib Fortuna's there, whatever. And doesn't have good security, I guess. I don't know, whatever. So you decide, all right, I'm going to take over. Jabba's gone. I'm going to take over. What you should do, and we might see this, you gather some intel. You gather the pieces. What's the lay of the land? And I don't think he did this because there's a lot of questions he still asks after he took over. So you should have been able to know the lay of the land. You should know, what people are doing with the water. You should know that there's no jobs like there used to be. You should know which people and which territories are vying for power. You should know all that. And then when you take this man down, you should be ready to defend yourself, not only from the backlash of Bib Fortuna and whoever was loyal to him, but to the power vacuum. And so coming in there with just one sidekick, and I get it. Like, Boba could get down by himself, even though they haven't shown him doing that. But to have one sidekick in you, it's just not enough. Like, you should have had the muscle already. Okay, so you make that mistake. Fine. You don't really have muscle. It's just you and your homie. Okay, cool. Then you luckily get into, as they say, the pigs, the two green pigs. You luckily get into those guards. Okay. At that point, again, you probably want to build some muscle, but you got your little crew. Then you decide to go walking out in the middle of the street, broad daylight. And again, not because hey, I'm bad, I'm going to take somebody down if anything happens. You just doing it because you think that you already got the respect. Because they already tried you and we saw what happened. Like, yeah, he killed somebody and whatever. But you had to know they was going to try you. And again, so if you walking down the street, like, hey, I want somebody to try me so I can make an example, then you be prepared for that attack. You clearly weren't prepared for that attack. So that tells me you were walking down the street because you thought it was sweet. And it's not. Then you got the mayor. and all that. And whatever. The mayor is shiesty. Okay, cool. But when you go into the mayor's place both times, you know he don't want to see you. You know they not really rocking with you. And so you just go through the front desk, oh, I want to come in. Like, bro, like y'all didn't cover the exits. Y'all didn't do nothing. It just don't make any sense. And so just everything he does is just, it seems like he's not really with it. And then you bring in the Power Ranger crew that everybody's talking about. And that was so dumb. You don't even know who these people are. I mean, it's the same thing with the guards. It was like, y'all was loyal before. Y'all gonna be loyal to me? Yeah. Okay, cool. Hey, y'all stole? Yeah, whatever, old man. Oh, y'all got spunk. Y'all want to work for me? Okay, cool. Oh, here's a Rancor. Oh, well, do we know anything about them? Can we trust the Hutts? Nope, but I'm gonna just take it. Okay, cool. Like, nothing he does is of any competence. And I don't understand why we have a main character that we're supposed to be on his side if he's not competent, unless he's going through an arc. And that's why I have to believe that this ends with him giving up the whole thing. But yeah, so far it's just been so dumb. I don't get half the things he's done and why he does not have the personality to take over. So I don't understand what he's trying to get out of it. And again, it's disappointing because the premise was so good. Like everybody talked about, everybody said the same thing. Sopranos, The Godfather in space. That's what this is going to be. We're going to see the criminal underworld. And we're going to see, I mean, there's so many good shows out that's doing it too, which makes it worse that you didn't even really try, because you got things like Succession and Billions. I haven't watched those, but you got all types of stuff out here where you're seeing like the political and the power plays and the chess moves by each person involved. Game of Thrones, another one, of course. Well, I didn't see that either, but a lot of people love that. And it's just, you had a chance to make a series with a little mini version of that within this one area of Star Wars with Boba Fett. That just sounded cool. What was going to be his moves to gain power? What was going to be his moves to gain respect? What was going to be his moves to discipline people? Like, how is he going to build up his empire? And we have got none of that yet. And again, the stuff that we have got just is kind of stupid. So I'm watching it. I'm gonna finish it out, but this has been so disappointing to me personally. So anyway, let me know what you think in the comment section. Share it around, thumbs up, subscribe, and remember, if you heard it here, it's official canon.